verse number 377. Vairagyanna param sukhasya janakam pashyami vasyatmanah tachreya suddhatmaradbodha tachreya suddhataratma bodha sahitam swarajya samrajya dukha etadvaram ajasra mukti yukte yasmat tvam tasmat param sarvatra spruhaya sadatmani sada pragyam kuru shreyase. Sada pragyam kuru shreyase. So always pragyam kuru. So bring your mind or connect your mind with prajna, with the knowledge. So for what? Shreyase. In order to achieve shreyas, for the sake of shreyas. So what is shreya here? Preyascha shreyascha dausham paritya. In Kathopanishad we have seen it. So there are two things. One is called preyas, other one is called shreyas. So we are talking about this shreyas. Now when this is to be done, then where to be done? When you are saying, okay, now we need to do it, this prajna, this jnanam, of what? It says, sada atmani. So the atma, the self, sat atmani, the self, that which is the existence. And also sat explains satyam, the truth, that which exists in 3 periods of time, truth also. The existence, that which exists in the form of purity, pure. Now, why and how to be done? Because this is what we need to do. Best thing is, when a person tries to understand that vairagyat na param sukhasya janakam pashyami. So this is what the person has to see. Na pashyami iti. The person does not see. So what does the person see? Vairagyat na param sukham. Okay, na pashyami is a wrong word. I use the word. The person who sees this, only pashyami. So pashyami means aham pashyami iti. When I see, I understand. So who is that me? The me here is the seeker. The one who is interested in shreyas. So what does the person see? What do I see? I see vairagyat na param sukhasya janakam iti. So that means janakam means that which creates, that which gives. So that means there is no better, na param sukha. There is no better happiness that can come from any other source than vairagyam, than dispassion. Generally, we all think by getting this or by getting rid of that, I'll be happy. In fact, by getting this or getting rid of that, we don't become happy. We become happy by taking care of the vacuum that is created in me. For example, if you are not interested to have Rasgulla. Now, Rasgulla is there for you, in front of you. Or people talk of Rasgulla. Will it make any sense to you? And of course, you want Rasgulla, but you are diabetic. And you are tempted, and Rasgulla is in front of you. What you want to do? Somehow you want to run away from Rasgulla, or somebody should take away Rasgulla. You want to get rid of Rasgulla. That is our hatred, because hatred is another type of love. And that is more dangerous. Because when you suddenly say, I hate the person, what does it mean? You love the person seriously. You understand the point concept? So there is nothing called hatred. In fact, that's why in life, never ever hate anybody. And I have seen in my life, what I have hated in my life, finally I have fallen in love in that. I'm not telling you jokes. Starting with bitter gourd, RV, there are a few vegetables, okay? In my childhood, I remember RV means, if you know that, Cheppakalanga. So, if you tell that name, one particular, if you tell that name, I remember in my teenage, if anybody wants to make me to get up from the food, just tell that in this vegetable, when in this curry, this vegetable is there. That's all. I will not check. Just I'll get up and go away. So some type of aversion I had. Why I had? I have my own logic, okay? I also justify, don't worry. This is the problem with the mind. It was so strong hatred in me, you cannot imagine. But now if you ask me personally, one of the best favorite vegetable that I love among the root vegetable, even if better than carrot, that is called this RV Cheppakalanga. Hey, don't make sure that anywhere I go only make that, okay? Please, God say don't do that, okay? So Swamiji loves this, now let us make it. Then finally I will get fed up with it, okay? That Vairagyam becomes Samsana Vairagya, or that is Prasava Vairagya, okay? So let us not get into that. So the hatred again becomes love. So now this both hatred or love creates some type of vacuum in me. And when that vacuum is being taken care, I am happy. Can you see this point? So by getting rid of or getting something, if I am happy, it means by taking care of the vacuum, I am happy. So if there is no vacuum at all, am I happy or not? That's why when life is normal, is beautiful. That's why beautiful saying is, no news is the best news. Because sometimes people ask, Swamiji, how is he? How is he? Must be good. Now, how can we say? Because no news is the best news. But we cannot accept it. We cannot tolerate it. So we want the life should keep, moving, jumping, something should happen in life continuously. That's not necessarily. So that's why instead of valley and mountain peak, valley, mountain, let the life to be like walking on inclined plane. So that's why he says, Vairagya, then only, if this is what you will understand, Vairagyat na param. That's why we have, this we say that instead of getting into the water, muddy, then coming out and wash your feet, better not to get into mud at all. So why to get in, and again why to wash? So if you are smart, intelligent enough, don't get in. So this is also another logic comes. So he says, aham pashyami iti. And who is that person? Who is vasyatmanaha? So here atma means that whose mind is under his control. So vasyatmanaha, so the one whose mind is under control, that person sees. So what does he see or she see? Vairagyat na param sukham janakam iti. So the vairagya becomes the best. There is no better than this. Who gives happiness. That's why Vairagya plays a big role. Tatchat Suddhatara Atmabodha Sahitam. Says, okay, fine, all these things. And we say very nicely, suppose Vairagya is there, Vairagya can be in different ways. When you are fed up, when you are tired, when you are exhausted, when you are beaten up, of course Vairagya comes. So is that Vairagya enough? What we call Samsana Vairagya or Prasava Vairagya? He said, no, that is not healthy. He says, look, along with this, what he says, Tatchet Suddhatara Atmabodha Sahitam. So imagine, if Vairagyam joins with, so what it joins with? Suddhatara Atmabodham. The understanding of oneself with purity or with clarity. No ambiguity. Now if that happens, then what it was? Swarajya, Samrajya Bhuk iti. So what does it mean? It brings definitely absolute sovereign. And what sort of sovereign? It's not ordinary. The kingdom becomes not ordinary kingdom. It is the whole universe is the kingdom. Because Atma is what? Atma is everything. So when Atma is everything, the kingdom becomes everything. So when that comes to the person, then he says, look, what we use the word here is Swarajya Samrajya. Swarajya, because this is Swarajya means when he say that the kingdom that is within, and Samrajya external. So internally the person also becomes rich. Externally also person is very comfortable. And that person, what happens? He says, look, Yetad dwaram ajasra mukti yukte yasmat tvam asmat param sarvatra asprusaya iti. Now he says beautifully that because of this reason, what happens? Etad dwaram ajasra, etad dwaram. So now this dwaram, the gateway. So the gateway, and which is that ajasra. Ajasra means it is in manifold way. Now when this gateway, that which is in manifold way, and what is that? Mukti yukte. No, mukti yukte, it cannot be. 1 minute, the verse, something looks funny. 1 minute. Mukti yuvate. So that's why I was saying, what is mukti yukte? Yukte is something is a little bit. So mukti yuvate. This is what, when you do not the homework, suddenly you look at the verse, you are caught, okay? So if you have done homework properly, so you know where you stand. So while talking, you discover, oh, what is this? Because double mind talks, okay? Mukti yukte. What is mukti and yukti? What is going on? These two are. So what he says, mukti yukte. So mukti is very nicely, mukti is considered as the liberation. Now, liberation is like yuvate. Like, eternally, they use the word damsel of eternal liberation. It's a very poetic expression, okay? That's why all these, evergreen, the concept, evergreen concept, okay? And of course, yasmat tvam asmat param iti. And of course, since if this is open, for that person, what happens? The dispassion that is being developed. Because of that reason, the person will not have any attachment or sprusaya. And because of non-attachment, non-attachment with what? With anything and everything. With reference to anything and everything. Then of course that person, what happens? Sada sat atmani pragyanam kurushreyase. So only that person always brings about, committed to the knowledge of pragyam for the shreyas. That's why if we observe our life, now I am also looking at the same thing. For anything and everything we need atmosphere. Imagine, if you start eating in a place where everything is scattered, everything is missing. One day you can manage, 2 days. After that, what will happen your food thinking? Will be everything in a mess or not? It has to be. Because for anything and everything you need atmosphere. I am saying here, to be very honest, my mind is totally scattered. Because morning to evening, all these people just opposite side, that too in front of my the door here, okay? If it is down below, I can understand. Shouting, doing this thing, that thing, and everything they do exactly what I don't want. Now I am started developing this, at least, empathy for me, okay? Hey, you are a good guy, okay? Because this is what, so when this atmosphere is so necessary for one's own growth, now to create the atmosphere, I need to develop vairagyam in me. At least a decent amount of vairagyam. You understand what I am highlighting here? That's why if you observe, especially when this Yajnapavitam Upanayanam Sanskara is being done, Yajnapavitam is put. I don't know how many of you remember, those who have gone through. So what are the vows you had taken? Remember that time? Nothing you remember, okay? But everybody remembers during marriage time Kashi Yatra. And the funniest part in the Kashi Yatra, which I cannot forget, in few occasions I have seen, that is how. A Kashi Yatra time they give umbrella. They give, shoes, like chappal, slipper. Why they give umbrella? Why they give slipper? Because you are not supposed to have slipper before at all. You understand? You have to live life without chappal. And of course you didn't have any umbrella, nothing. So completely you are like that. But everybody is interested, nice shoe, what sort of shoe or chappal, and what sort of umbrella, and designed umbrella or not, whether it is good for photography or not, okay? And also people also bribe some money to the uncle or a brother or whoever is supposed to oppose, okay? Don't go for study, okay? Because if that fellow goes out somewhere, that's all, it's a big mess. However, so what I am highlighting nicely here is, because a brahmachari has to have a given amount of dispassion. Unless a brahmachari has got a given amount of dispassion, cannot grow, cannot study, cannot do anything. So that's why it has been decided, designed in such a way that without dispassion, it is very difficult to grow up in our life. In fact, if you want to really see the growth for yourself, that seeing the dispassion in one's own self in me is the growth for me, for myself. The more I see dispassion in me, the more I am growing. Because karma theory is something unique that is going to happen, that is going to continue. Neither you nor me, anybody can stop it. Even if God wants to stop, God cannot stop. Because what I do, that I get. But with reference to dispassion, this doesn't come under karma theory. It comes under jnana. Can you see this point? This is because of my attitude. So which really can be developed so that I can enjoy better my life. Let us read the next. Asam chindi visayopameshu visayasvesveva mrityoh kritti tyaktva jati kulasramesu bimatim munchati durat kriya dehadavasati tyajatmadhishanam pragyam kurudhvatmani tvam drashtasya manosi nirdvaya param brahmasi yat vastutah. Says very nicely that Asam Chindi. And for what? He says, look, Visayeshu. So with reference to Vishaya, sense objects. Asam Chandi, because there is some type of hope. More than hope, here translation is craving, is a good right word. So there is always hope, and hope goes into desperation. So when there is that hope, expectation from expectation hope, because expectation plus uncertainty with reference to situation, with reference to me, with reference to other person becomes hope. Can you see this point? Because whenever, as long as you expect, there is some logic. But when you start hoping, do you have any logic? Huh? I hope so. In fact, when you have lost the logic, the thread, the strength, then you start hoping. Have you not seen this point? Then when hope is gone, lost, then you start, do you know what? Literally, desperation comes, okay? So in that desperation, what you do? You start literally craving for it. You start literally looking at yourself in a very small way, and the situation, object or person becomes bigger. So that is what is being highlighted. Ashram Chindi with reference to Vishayeshu, with reference to Vishayas, sense objects. Because if you do not do, why says Vishopameshu? Very nicely says, look, because you have to understand this also. This is exactly like, literally like a poison. And esha eva mrityo krutihi. This is very nice. This is like exactly mrityo krutihi. So kruti means reflection. Pratikruti is actually reflection. Kruti also can be image. You can take as a reflection also, nothing wrong. It is just a reflection of death. So our asha, the craving, longing for, Desperation here, being desperate of something, is literally the reflection of death. Because that in me, that moment, that me is not me. Whatever I am is dead. And he says beautifully, Jati Kula Ashramesu Abhimatim. And generally, how it happens? Because what happens? Whenever you are connected to directly your body, and extension of, he says, Jati Kula Ashramesu Abhimatim. So, Jati means which caste you belong to. Here, caste, Jati. Kula, your family, your lineage. Ashram, which ashram you belong to, whether you are a brahmachari or grihastha or vanaprastha or sannyasi. And of course, abhimatim. So you have pride. This abhimati means that abhimana. You have pride with reference to jati, caste, with reference to family lineage, and with reference to your order of living. Ati durat kriya dehadahu asati tyajaiti. So what you need to do here is, now ati durat. So you need to literally muncha, throw away, give up, far away. All these things. Because all these asati kriya tyajaiti, you need to really throw away all this kriya, all these actions which is not healthy at all. Then after that, what we should say? Tyajya atmadhishanam iti. This is the most important point. Tyajya atmadhishanam. So atmadhishanam means there is some type of self-identification. So generally, each one of us wants to identify with something or other. And as long as the identification is continuing, that long we feel comfortable. Have you not seen? Whole life is all about strengthening identification. Just look at. But we do not know that this identification itself creates problem. But we all get into only identifications. And when I identify myself in a different level with the body mind, with society, with relationship, because in every relations, in every association, relation, every association brings one type of identification in me. And that's why you can see the best example is why people want to be Rotarian. Why people want to join golf club? You think that they go for exercise? Somebody said, one of the laziest sports you can imagine in the world is called golf. You hit one ball, goes there. So behind you people will be there, and you also, at least you drive the vehicle and go. No, you will sit and somebody will drive, you understand? And go there, again hit. Even if you don't have to bend down, okay? There will be somebody to pick up the ball and take care of it, you understand? So one of the laziest, but very costliest. Laziest game, but costliest. Why? There is some type of identification. I remember those days, nowadays I don't know whether this is there or not. So in the beginning stages when I was in Chennai, I didn't understand. The person gave me, nicely gave That time I did not know that this is business card, visiting card. Okay, I said. So fine. So the address was, Poise Garden. So a person invited me. So you have to come to our house. For me, to be very honest, I did not know Chennai. Okay, what is this? For me, every lane, everything is one and same. Makes no difference. And the person thought, I will appreciate, I will cherish. To be very honest, I was so ignorant. I did not know the importance, because that's why he was, he wanted to show his pride. I have got this house, and please. Then after that, okay, I went to the house. To be very honest, the house was okay, not that great. Okay. Then he was proudly trying to say, how much he paid. To be very honest, I didn't understand. He had a tell out of it. Then I asked, why did you pay so much? For what? And that to a flat here. With the same money, you could have got an independent house in some other place. He says, so you don't understand the place, the value of the place. I said, what is this? No, this value of area, this is very important, people stay. And moreover, I don't want to say, one of the important person, one crazy man, another, I don't want to talk, okay? Those who know, they will catch me. I said, yeah, oh, that man. Nothing like, maybe one day I'll see him here. I said, I have seen him many times. We have talked, we are friendly, but I don't see anything interesting, okay? But what I am highlighting here is, for me it is a joke. For me, for all of you also now is a joke. For that person, it was abhinivesa. Can you see this point? This is an identification. And look at yourself. In some way or other, are you not identified with something or other in your life? Just observe yourself. Maybe wherever you are identified is a laughable stuff for somebody. As that person's object of identification is a laughable stuff for all of us now today, the way I presented especially. Now wherever you are identifying, maybe it's a laughing stuff for someone. Forget someone. Tomorrow also you should start laughing at. I also laugh at myself. I had a lot of association. Now look. This is called my growth. So in short, what is highlighting here is this Atmadhishana. That wherever I have self-identification. What is self-identification? Simple. When you identify yourself with something, you consider that is you. It is like we call as, bipolarity in psychology. Or sometimes split personality, very tough way. Bipolarity is better word, okay? What happens the moment whatever you see, whatever you look at, you consider that as part of you or you later on. That is a very extreme case. Now, same thing, does it happen in subconscious way, in a subtle way to all of us or not? This is the sad part in our life. So that's why one has to be very clear with reference to identification. That's why it says, pragyam kurusha atmani tvam. That's why what you need to do, if this is the case, now renounce this thing, now one should really start looking at one's own self. So when the person starts looking at yourself, and of course, amanaha api nirdvaya param brahma asi yat vastutah. He says beautifully, amanaha api. So, amanaha api means, even though the mind is not available there, the mind, that which is not going to be part of it, remember, I am someone, amanaha api, because where mind is not part of it, or I am not under the influence of the mind, and nirdvaya param. So param means that which is supreme, nirdvaya, non-dual. That Brahman is me, vastutah, in reality. So that means may be not identified, may be with, myself, that which is Brahma, that which is Nirdvayaparam, that which is Amana. And who is that? Drashtaha, witness. But whereas what happens? All the time I work, always work to identify with myself, with deference to different objects, different situation, or with different people. So as a teacher, I want to be identified with my students. You know, some Swamiji also talks, okay, you know, that person is my student. So, so are you great or your student is great? No, because of student I am great. It is like, I remember, there is a still that Swami is there. So hands over a book to somebody, takes a photo and publishes everywhere. You understand? Yes, that can be, as a memory to be talked, that's different. But don't publicize. And that becomes book cover. That is the sad part of it, okay? Book cover of that cover. That book. And that Swami is considered as a great Swami. This is not one example. I can give you hundreds of examples, okay? So in short, what I am highlighting here is, let me not work on to identify with any object, people or situation. If at all I have to really work on, let me learn to avoid with myself who is Nirdvayaparam, Brahma and Amanaha. More of it we'll see tomorrow. Please close your eyes. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamadachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.